What's up, everybody? It is I, Sigma, and we are back once again with episode 13 of the BBET GamesCast. I am joined, as always, by Blue Bones.
What's going on, y'all?
As well as Superman Jeff.
Bingo Bago.
And we are going to start, like we always do, with what we've been playing. Anybody want? I can go first, to be honest.
He's hyped.
Because I've really only been playing one thing, and it's for review. And we were actually just talking a lot about it, but I don't want to say too much because the embargo might not be up by the time the video comes out. But I will say I have been playing Remnant from the Ashes for review. If you haven't heard about it, it's from Gunfire Games, the team who's behind the Darksiders franchise and stuff. Mm-hmm. And it's basically Dark Souls with guns. It's a third-person shooter, has kind of the same aesthetic, the same feel and mood. Lots of very dangerous, difficult enemies. They do the bonfire thing, except they have stones. You sit there, and the world around you resets. Tons of boss fights, like really interesting character designs and stuff. And really difficult, but the main hook, other than the gunplay, is that it's a co-op game. So like Dark Souls, had this kind of weird asymmetric multiplayer thing, and like you could call in a friend or just phone the universe for help because it was kind of super difficult to kind of get specific people in from time to time. But this, you just buddy up with either the public or with your individual friends and stuff. And honestly, it's a really cool experience to like basically go dungeon crawl. It's like Diablo in that way. You're just dungeon crawling. You're searching around for loot. The dungeons are somewhat randomly generated because everything is generated at the start of the campaign. So like when you start your game, everything is locked. Like all the worlds you can go to, like that's locked. So you can play through that, or at any point you can actually re-roll the world. And like you'll save all your personal character progress, but all your story progress gets reset back to 1, and then like the layouts will be different, and the bosses that you can encounter may be different. So they say you don't necessarily fight the same. That you won't fight all of the bosses in one playthrough because they kind of
they actually switch out the bosses too.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
It is cool.
That's interesting. Okay,
it
sounds like everybody's gonna have their own experience with Remnant. Like it's never gonna be exactly the same,
right? And it's weird because that's a little bit at odds with the fact that it's a co-op game. So, like, if you're playing in somebody else's co-op game, you're helping them get through their, campaign, but you're just sharing all the loot and upgrades or whatever, but you're not progressing your own story.
Yeah.
But
that's not the worst thing in the world.
After you complete it the one time, and it's meant to be played multiple times, after you complete it the one time, then that's not really a big deal. You probably
that definitely helps with the replayability of it.
True.
Okay.
So,
cool.
Probably the most interesting thing about it is that because there was one section where you talk to a character and you can either agree to help them or not. And I agreed to help this character, and then I jumped into somebody's game where they were at that point, and then said "F you" to that character, and then it started a fight.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so that was actually like really cool.
Oh, you ain't gonna help me? Put your hands up.
Right. So yeah, I've been really enjoying that. The review for that I think will drop on or around the 20th. So keep your eyes peeled on the Escapist YouTube for when that comes out. Yep, not too long from now. But that's pretty much all I've been playing. What about you guys? Anybody want to go next?
I played a little bit more Anthem, some Cataclysm.
Right.
I maybe opened up about 20-something war chest.
Is that a lot, or like how often do you get war chests?
That's a good amount. That's a good amount. I mean, I figure if
it's a hefty amount.
On an average, you get one war chest per Cataclysm run if you get a good enough score, pretty much. So I think I opened up about 20-something. And there's a lot of duplicates.
Yeah.
And I think I got one like legendary out of 20-something.
So it's duplicates without you getting like the full range of what's available.
Yeah, and it's it's not even class specific, so it'll give you stuff for every class.
So you're getting stuff for classes that you don't use.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
the problem for me.
That's
and it's like some of Look, there'll be like 3 items that I got like multiple, like 4 or 5 of those same items, and it's like,
I mean, are the duplicates like the good loot though, or is it like?
it's masterwork loot, but it's random stats are crap. So I'll keep it. If the stats are, more than like plus 18% the damage or something. I'm looking for like 125%.
Yeah.
Some good stats. But whatever. Cataclysm is fun. This week they switched it up. Me and Blue played a little bit. They
Yeah.
switched up the some of the locations, which I'm guessing they're gonna do that every week. So it adds a little bit more. I've done it, but I haven't done this actual sequence of Cataclysm events, which is pretty cool. I do like that they're not going to change the chest every week. They're just going to add another chest to it. So the first week was melee, second week was gear. The third week
is that new? Like, did they decide to do it that way, or
I guess in the
that's how it always
PTR
was
they changed
gonna
it
be?
every day.
Oh wow,
That's
So
frustrating.
It looks like but it looks like in this one they're going to add a new war chest every week. So like next week might be weapons, and now you have melee weapons and gear that you could choose from to open up. So I think that's a good idea.
But wait, what else is there? You said it runs for like 8 weeks. If every week they add a chest, will they have like 8 chests of different
No,
things?
I guess once they add them all, either they'll start all over, or it's just going to be those chests for the rest of the event.
Okay, yeah, that does sound like they had one idea and then was like,
changed it
people
up.
didn't
Yeah,
like this, so we'll just do
Yeah.
it this way.
because if they're going to, originally a lot of people thought they were going to change it up every week. So melee was the first week, second week is
I mean,
gear,
that
and
would've
then
made sense.
and then every week, out of 8 weeks, you'd have a chance to get, 2 weeks to get 4 of the possible war chests.
Mhm.
But anyway, the gameplay was fun. We played a little bit. Blue was a little bit. Did you get any Masterworks or anything with it? How was the drop week for you?
I got 1 Masterworks over 2
Okay.
hours.
So the only
Got
thing
my butt
is,
handed to me the whole
Yeah.
time.
once you hit 30, they'll start dropping a little bit more consistently. Because realistically, they really don't drop at the lower even at 1 level. It makes a difference.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like maxing out your light as opposed to being like missing a helmet or something. You know what I mean? So there's kind of, once you hit 30, it'll stop dropping a little bit more consistently. And I think I got maybe like each run got me like at least 3 or 4 Masterworks.
My problem with the Masterworks is that even if you get duplicates and you salvage them, you don't get a whole bunch back that you can use.
No, I don't like the trade-off on that, because if I break it down, it might give me 2 or 3, but it costs 15 to craft something.
Yeah.
So it's like, I got to break down a bunch of them just to be able to craft it. But besides Anthem, I did play Monster Hunter. I got Temporal Armor. We did it on stream last week.
Oh,
so
that is from the Lunastra.
That is from the Lunastra
Okay,
quest.
Cool. Yeah, that thing is super useful.
It is. So next I want to get the Rocksteady mantle, because those two together help ignore a lot of damage. So one runs out, you can pop the other one on. And I plan on playing a little bit today. I want to kind of go and get my hunter level up. I'm at like 58 now. Right now I just need to hunt monsters to fill up my level. So that's my plan. And check out some of the events.
True, because they're all still cycling through to get people
up until
ready
the release
for
of Iceborne. Yeah,
those events. I've been just doing the missions to unlock the layered armor, so my character could look cool. I think y'all saw I got the harvest armor, so it's looking kind of like Reaper-ish right now.
Yeah, because he was telling me, he's like, I got the layer armor. I was like, is that like some type of powerful armor or something?
No, it's just
He's like,
cosmetic.
no, it's just cosmetic.
Yeah.
Purely aesthetic.
Okay, cool.
I like to look cool and be cool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because some of the pieces that you need really don't look that great. So you cover them up with most of my costumes actually have the samurai leg piece. Yeah, because I play a character that looks like Hanzo, so it just makes most of his outfits fit his aesthetic.
Yeah.
But
and that's all I've been playing.
So that's Jeff's gaming week. Blue, what about you?
I've been pretty heavy on Overwatch this week. Now I know I played every week, but the 222 comp lock just dropped,
right, that just
and
came out.
Sigma just dropped. Yeah,
I'm right here. What do you mean?
I'll drop you. No, I was playing.
So that's a bad joke.
the new tank Sigma. He's good. He's in my opinion, he's a mid-range tank, which is so weird, and a lot of people got to get used to that. But his shield projections plus his mid-range AoE damage, and his pretty much shield conversion is amazing. He's a hard counter to a lot of characters, and it's really switching up the game. I'm learning how to play against him, how to play as him, how to play with him. And we're not doing too bad so far. I won a couple comp games actually this morning. So
you're gonna 1v1 me?
Bro, I'll drop you.
I'll drop you.
Yeah,
that's probably one of his voice lines out.
Actually, it probably okay. I was so bad when they first announced Sigma and they put him on the PTR. Right, I started playing him because I got it on PC. Started playing him, and the only voice line he has, which is his default voice line.
You don't realize the gravity of this situation.
Yes, I was like, that was so cheesy.
That's cheesy. My foresight.
I mean, he did tell us this already, so
I know. I don't know about
foresight.
Jeff look smart.
But speaking of Overwatch on the PC, they finally gave me that code, so now I actually have it on PC.
We need to practice. I will practice with you, fam, because it is difficult. It's
the
a whole nother
keyboard.
Mouse and keyboard. You got to do it. You can't keep up with the PC crowd playing the controller.
I mean, it's how I used to play Doom and Quake. In high school, we had like linked network computers. Like Quake was on like everybody's computer. We would play that way, and I would destroy everybody in the classroom. But they were all like ass.
I gotta validate this information.
You didn't go to high school with me, so how you gonna?
I'm gonna
ask Ricardo. No, not Ricardo, because he wasn't in my shop. Ask Joseph.
Okay.
He knows because he was also getting destroyed.
So yeah, and then the last thing about Overwatch, actually, the 222 lock, I like it a lot. I like it a lot. It forces creativity. It forces people to play their roles and do well at it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You only
Instead
got
of just going by the meta. Because a lot of people just copy what other people are doing because it works. It's like, oh, okay, I don't need to do anything else because somebody's already come up with this kind of
that blocks everything.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, it'll resurface. I mean, like this is new.
Eventually,
so eventually, people are gonna find the preferred 2, 2, and 2 in each category, and then hopefully it'll be it'll take a lot longer for something like that to develop. I think that's what they were going for.
My prediction, right? In the past, you had a meta team, and I'm talking about the Overwatch League a lot because that's what people like to emulate, right? Mm-hmm. They'd have a team, and if they had one person switched out, if Team A had one person switched out, it wouldn't matter too much. You know what I'm saying? If they started going snipers instead of what are they doing? Soldier most of the time on DPS. So anyway, if you're changing up on your team, the other team's still gonna run the meta. They don't care, mm-hmm. right? With the 222 lock, one person switches out, you have to make sure you have a counter or a defense for that person. There's not going to be too much coverage for every single variation of these. I think it's a very good switch, and it's going to make us want to watch the Overwatch League again. Because
I totally fell off super early.
It's boring now. And, congrats to London. They just won.
I heard they actually implemented the change in the final. Like, the whole season was one way. But then in the final game, that's kind of crazy.
They do that. Like, I'm sure they give the Overwatch League players a, early access to the new characters and to the new modes, so they're practicing that. But until it drops for us, it doesn't drop for them in the league, which is the weirdest thing to me. So I feel like they should either just run the season one whole way, or I don't know. I think it just needs to be run one whole way.
That's really weird to, like, in any other kind of sport, for them to, like, change the rules in the middle of a season.
And they probably
at the championship, no less.
Well, you got to think about it. A lot of times, they get, like, Gordon Ramsay. What's it called again?
Hell's Kitchen? What?
Hell's Kitchen. Like, on the finals, we're going to introduce this special requirement. Or, like, the boss fight.
But that's a game show.
That's I know. I just mean, like, it's kind of, hey, you've been doing it up into this, and now this is really going to test, your overall strength as a player.
I see what you're saying.
Now you got to go by, So it adds another level to it. But I get what you're saying. I just
Yeah,
say,
yeah.
you know.
I didn't think about it that way. That does sound like fun, but
To me, it seems like it kind of delegitimizes the sportsmanshipness of it. Like if you're gonna do overall league changes, that's fine. Like sports evolve over time, but don't do it in the middle of the active season. Like these guys have been playing one way for the entirety of that season. They made it to the championship, and then you throw a wrench in it. Like that's more game show like rather than competitive.
yeah.
Everything.
Like in the off season, let them practice the new stuff that's going to come up, and then play that way. For the whole season.
Yeah, and that's what I'm thinking possibly happened. Like these players knew ahead of time at this time in the league it's going to switch over to this. Start practicing that. I think that's a possibility. I don't have any inside information on that, but I think that would be the best.
Can you get back to us and let us know?
Check with some sources.
Try.
Hit up your people at
you know what? I do have a guy I can talk to.
See,
I was joking 2 seconds ago.
We were dead serious the whole time.
All right, but yeah, that's me. I've just been on that Overwatch, trying to get back to plat because this has been a rough comp season for me. But I'm top gold right now, so literally like 2 more games I'll get in.
Nice.
All right, so that's what we've been playing. We're gonna jump right now into our topics. First up, Blue, the big Star Wars fan, brought it to our attention that Disney Plus is going to be coming up with an Obi-Wan TV series, ObiWan Kenobi.
Yeah.
Oh, so they decided not to go with the movie then.
Right. Yeah. It looks like it's going to be a series, with Obi-Wan basically his time after exile and protecting Luke. That's what it looks like.
Because that hasn't ever been explored before, right?
Now, okay, so of course it's been explored in the comics, right? But most of the canon comics have kind of been I was trying to say
nixed.
What was the word I was about to say? It's been nixed. That's what I was trying to say.
You said it.
I started saying it, and then
you just stopped.
It didn't sound right in my head. I'm sorry, yo. So a lot of the canon comics have been nixed. So they're kind of rebuilding up what is real and what's not. We've seen a little bit of that from the Rebels.
Mm-hmm.
You see where Obi-Wan was still out on Tatooine. I don't know if I should spoil that part, but it's a very significant episode when Obi-Wan shows up in there. And there's allusions to what he was doing, obviously, at the beginning of episode 4 and at the end of episode 3 when he was dropping off Luke and meeting back up with him as the old wizard, old Ben. In my opinion, and if you ever have an in-depth discussion with me on Star Wars, I feel like...
When do we not have an in-depth discussion with you on Star Wars?
But if you were to have that, you would hear one of my subjects being the Star Wars story would have been so much more badass if it focused on Obi-Wan, because he is a huge hero that's been going through from the Clone Wars on. He's
kind of ancillary to the Skywalker family.
Yeah, and I feel like in many ways he's more influential on the ground. You know what I mean? Like he's not a Force god like Anakin, but this dude is he's known as the master tactician, the great negotiator, the trickster. Like
even when he fought Grievous.
Oh yeah.
He's like a spy, like James Bond.
He's definitely got a James Bond vibe. He's definitely got that James Bond vibe because he does do some infiltration where he's undercover and people know his name. Like, you don't mess with Obi-Wan. He's too smart. He'll get out of it. So I'm excited to see them explore that more, and especially with Ewan McGregor, coming through on this.
Yeah, how's that gonna work?
I don't know.
I must have paid him a lot of money for him to come over and do a TV series.
But he's been talking about doing this for a long time now.
Oh, maybe he really likes the character.
It was going to be a movie series. I remember them talking about an Obi-Wan movie, but that's pretty cool. They're going to do a TV series.
Yeah.
I'd rather have a TV series because it's ongoing. It could be multiple seasons as opposed to that one, maybe 2-hour movie.
They definitely have a beginning and an end to this time setting, but they can stretch that as long as they want.
Every episode is an hour in the life.
Like I will watch
that whole hour episode was 5 minutes. Like a One Piece episode.
Oh my god!
But honestly, what I'm thinking is since this does take place, kind of when he was supposed to be young,
Yeah.
You think we're gonna see more of this de-aging technology that Disney has become so fond of, like in a TV series?
Well, he wasn't super young. If you remember, he still had a little beard when he
Yeah.
was. Yeah.
But
So he's not super.
Yeah, but Ewan McGregor now as an actor is like he's not gonna just play himself as a young guy, is he?
Like,
I mean, I don't see why not. He doesn't look too bad today.
You think? You think that he can pull it? I don't know. If
I
you put
think
it
he
side
can.
by side, I don't know.
He's relatively problematic, not non-problematic. Excuse me. So he's not.
So
He's not aging crazy.
So the demons haven't aged his soul. Okay, gotcha.
Exactly. And you look at current pictures of him today. He can still do it. He
do
can
you
definitely
generally
make
look
a-
at a lot of pictures of him on a daily
Of
basis?
course.
Okay.
Yeah. My phone background is Ewan McGregor.
Okay.
When my girl's not around, and kind of my hero.
And then that framed picture that's by your nightstand that you caress every night before you go to sleep.
Oh yeah, I thought you were pointing to one back here. Like which one? No. Ewan McGregor's cool. I like him.
Yeah.
He
His
did
character
a great
is
job as Obi-Wan.
as Obi-Wan. He did.
Yeah, that is probably one of the best Star Wars characters. Period. Everybody loves Darth Vader, and the Skywalker, Luke, of course. But Obi-Wan is probably everybody's third.
Yeah, Obi-Wan's that man.
And,
Technically, he killed Vader. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Well, no. No.
Technically,
Technically,
he did.
no.
When you get cut up and left in lava,
He-
they didn't. If those robots didn't come
killed
scoop him up,
Anakin.
Yeah,
Same
he killed
thing.
Anakin.
There was no
would become
Vader
dark-
then.
Same thing.
It's not.
No, it's not the
It's
same
the
thing.
thing.
Boy,
He was
let's move on to the next
reborn.
topic.
All right, yeah,
Same thing.
let's get off this before we jump
Same
down a
thing.
whole
Anakin
Star Wars
becomes
rabbit
Darth
hole.
Vader. If he would have killed Anakin, there would be no Darth Vader.
Anyway,
Yeah.
EA,
But-
everybody's
because,
favorite publishing company.
They
EA
worked on some more stuff too.
EA just announced their next Need for Speed title, Need for Speed Heat,
Yeah, it
That
looks
fire.
cool.
It does look good.
set in
I'm
Miami.
hoping it does better than the last one did. The what was that? When it was supposed to be
Payback.
like a open world type.
It was supposed to be like kind of
situation, too.
story driven.
Yeah.
And like they were really harping in on like the Fast and the Furious, but like early Fast and the Furious, where it wasn't super bombastic.
Mhm.
And it
Super
really-
what? I'm sorry. What was that?
Bombastic is a word. Check.
I'm just.
We're,
I just
we're in
wanted
the
to hear
dictionary.
it
Florida
again.
vibe.
I just
today.
wanted to hear it again. You know, Mr. Bombastic.
Super bombastic.
Anyway,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's set in. I don't know if it's an actual Miami or like their version of Miami.
It's their version. It's
Their
a
version?
city called Palm City.
Palm City, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
And it seemed like from the trailer there was no gameplay shown, but it looks like it's bringing back some of the fan favorite elements of Need for Speed, like the car customization, the nighttime underground street racing, as well as the cop chases, like the hot
those
pursuit
are a lot of fun.
type stuff. Like it doesn't seem like you can drive the police cars because they didn't show because Need for Speed Hot Pursuit, like the remake of Hot Pursuit, was dope. Like they had like Lamborghini police cars.
Well, that's in one of the
That was it?
images. The
Oh, really?
Lamborghini, yeah.
Oh, so they are bringing that back.
Lamborghini
Maybe.
police cars there. I don't know if you can drive as it. I'm pretty sure you can if they're going.
I'd like to see that back because that was actually really cool. How you could you have like the street racer side, then you have the police side, and they have their own vehicles. Like it's not like
when they had the cops and robber situation.
yeah, and like they actually added like sort of Mario Kart type stuff to like you had like technology that you could employ when you were on either side. Like, you could drop a spike strip as the police, or like hit like an EMP. You could call it like air support and stuff. Like it was really cool, and like I miss like that super arcadey racer.
Yeah.
Like I've been like that's what Need for Speed has been, and I'm a big fan of the series. And it's really been kind of terrible for the past couple of years. They haven't really been doing much with it.
Last time I played Need for Speed was Most Wanted.
Yeah, and that was
Most
one of the good
Wanted.
ones.
Yes.
And they also re-released that. Like there was the good Most Wanted, and then they did the other Most Wanted. That one was not as good as that previous one. Matter of fact, I might actually still have it like next to me right here for 360. Yeah, it's down there. But yeah, I stopped playing that pretty early on when they did the remake of Most Wanted. But I mean, this looks like Need for Speed Underground, which was one of the best, and Hot Pursuit mixed together. And those are probably the two best examples of Need for Speed. And actually, it also kind of looks a bit like Most Wanted. From the description, it seemed like you're competing with like other racers to kind of be the top of whatever. Like, and that's what Most Wanted was.
It looked pretty good. I think if they hit what they're going for, I think it'll be a great game. I think they got to stop trying to live off of other kind of trends. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So like you said, the Fast and Furious thing, they were trying to feed off of that. Oh, you can get in here, you can high track this, you can do this, you can do that. We just want to race against our friends, customize their cars, and do some cool stuff.
Yeah.
That's it.
Like, just like you were saying, they even they made a movie after Fast and Furious blew up. They were like, look, we have super fast cars in the franchise. Why don't we make a movie? And yeah, that didn't do too great. Like, yeah, they keep chasing
the Speed movie. Yeah,
yeah, they keep chasing all this
God.
popular stuff. Like, do what you do. Like, Ghost Games is a great racing game developer. I feel like they're probably getting a lot of influence from outside forces. You know, like the big EA publisher name is kind of dictating some of what they do. But this seems to be a little different. Like they stated in that article, there will be no loot boxes.
Yeah.
So I don't know about microtransactions in general. There might be stuff in there that you can buy, like maybe, custom decals or something. I don't know. But they're claiming there will be no loot boxes in this, and that's very good news, to fans who don't want, the gameplay polluted by that stuff.
Like Battlefront, you know what I mean? Those loot boxes.
Yeah.
Those Star Wars games, man.
Why?
What? Why? I was just making an example,
I hate you.
So yeah, I'm super excited for this.
I did want to say, my first introduction to the Need for Speed universe games was Underground 2, and man, when I tell you that soundtrack was live.
Yeah, yo, matter of fact, Need for Speed soundtracks, even in the ones that weren't great, has always been like really good.
I am looking forward to the music that they pull out for this. Because that was always a highlight of the game for me. I loved the racing and the controls of it, and the mechanics. When I was younger, I wasn't that hardcore into racing, but that was a very fun game to play. So I love that series. But the music always stuck out to me. So
That's really
I can't
true.
wait.
I'm glad you brought that up. There's at least 3 or 4 bands that I still listen to this day.
Yeah,
that I've just picked up from various Need for Speed games over the years.
And considering that this is going to be like Miami vibe, this is gonna be some good music. I can feel it. I can feel it.
And I think that gives the potential to have some really good tracks. I mean, some courses too. So, that's gonna be very interesting too, because that's almost as important as the cars is the courses.
Yeah, do you think they'll make it linear again, like how Underground was, or we're probably looking at a big open world? I would assume.
Oh, you want to know? Oh, that's a good question. Are you gonna? Because they can do semi-open world, what kind of wasn't what Need for Speed kind of was. I mean, Most Wanted was.
Do that Forza Horizon 4 style, where you kind of drive around
just don't
and pick
make
up the
me
quest.
play 6 hours before I can get to the multiplayer.
Not that part at all.
Yeah, that's not cool.
Let me go through every game mode once, and then I can play online with my
friends. But Forza had some. I mean, it looks great. Even that whole open world aspect is really awesome. I think I really enjoy that aspect of it. And I think if they go for that, that is like a big plus. And being able to drive around in the same instance and see your buddies and stuff like that, and that would be pretty cool.
And that was basically how Underground was. You drove to the missions that you needed, and you pick them up, play the game, and keep it pushing.
Was it? No, that wasn't Underground.
That was Most
Underground 2, where you drive to like where you got to pick up your mission or whatever thing you wanted to do next.
Maybe. The thing I remember the most about Need for Speed Underground 2 is that there were Best Buys everywhere.
There was. Oh my gosh!
Like it was such a weird product placement, but there were like Best Buys on like every street almost.
Oh my goodness!
Best Buy here, Best Buy here, Best Buy here.
They can't be doing a lot of business until you said it just now, and I remembered every Best Buy that I drove past.
It was so weird, but it kind of also made it authentic. But it was really weird.
Yeah,
they did a lot of weird product placement back in, but that's a whole other thing. All right. So anything else you guys want to add about Need for Speed Heat?
No, sir.
Nope.
They are releasing it November 8th, I believe.
Okay.
So hopefully we'll get some gameplay and stuff in that meantime, so we can actually have something to hook onto it and justify our excitement.
Most definitely.
But in other news, we're going to move over to Halo. The creative director for Halo Infinite apparently just recently left 343 Industries. It doesn't seem like it was like bad blood. It seemed like he kind of was just moving on. Like, I don't know if he's moving to some other studio or if he's retiring entirely. Like, that's really not clear. But the game is still about a year out. This guy is pretty high up on the food chain on the development team, and he's exiting. Like, do you guys feel like this is maybe just he's done what he needed to do at this point, and now he's on to other things, or they needed to make a change because something wasn't looking right?
They said they needed to shake up what was going on.
Yeah, in leadership, right? Yeah.
Exactly. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I think it was broke, and they're fixing it. That's how I feel. Now, nobody wanted to be embarrassed, so they said all those nice things about each other as they left, right?
Mm-hmm.
So old boy can still get a job afterwards, and they don't look like some jerks. But yeah, no, I don't think that. I think it was a disagreement, and they said, "You know what? You out." And he said, "You know what? I'm leaving."
Could have been creative differences. Sometimes developers want to do one thing, and the big dogs kind of want to go another way with it. And sometimes there's no bending or either from both sides. And sometimes the best result is just to kind of part ways. And
I understand. What Blue's saying now that he's saying it makes sense, because just recently I just actually literally just put this in the in the document. Like, in contrast to the messaging from 343, the creative, what is it? One of the lead producers for Dragon Age 4, also just left. This happened like today. So he left BioWare
today.
Yeah, this happened just like.
What? I did see that. Yeah, I did see that.
So, but if you were to look at that article, which I put in the doc, if you guys want to take a quick look at it, like he's putting up tweets and stuff. Like, he's saying after 12 years, I got so many feels. Like, I work with all these great people. Blah blah blah. Like, he's kind of gushing and emotional about his departure. Like, this seemed to have been a planned thing, and he's kind of leaving on good terms, even though they are using flowery language, like Blue said in the Halo story. It's not as flowery as this, like. So it does seem like there may be some hints of, you weren't cutting it. We need to make sure that this,
so that's maybe
this works.
That could be how they kind of do things. Is, hey, we don't want to go out and be like, hey, we got rid of you because you weren't working out.
Yeah, and they don't want to sow discord or fear about about Halo possibly being in trouble.
Yeah,
and they're not going to publicly burn bridges,
because Dragon Age is after coming off of Mass Effect failure from Andromeda, there's probably a lot of pressure on.
Oh, right, BioWare, right, yeah. From Mass Effect, from Anthem, yeah. There's actually
the creative, one of the head guys from Anthem left the other day.
Wow,
I did. You know what? I actually did read that one too. So there's a lot of things getting shaken up in the gaming industry, especially with the higher ups. I think these old heads are starting to actually get pushed out.
EA and BioWare, it seems like that's kind of been a few things with them.
These old heads are getting pushed out because they probably stuck in their ways somewhere.
Well, and some of it isn't for them to blame either,
Yeah, I'm wondering.
Because Anthem, I mean...
I know is that we still ain't got good black hair in video games. And
that could be the reason
their
why.
fault.
You're right. You're right.
It's some of these cats' fault.
They need a beautician on the team.
Of all the crimes that EA has committed, they're actually the best in terms of black hair. Like, they have the NBA. My bad. That's not EA.
No,
that's 2K.
2K, yeah.
My bad. Never mind. Well, no, but NBA Live, NBA Live, they probably still also have. I haven't played NBA Live in forever, but they probably do have all the hairstyles available there. So I'm still gonna give them that.
Dragon Age has good black hair too.
Yeah, it's not enough.
Yeah, okay, hold on. The latest Dragon Age was what? Inquisition.
Yeah,
that was okay at best.
I could not.
What do you mean it was okay? It was a good game. KC couldn't get on.
Yeah, I tried.
He could have wrapped his head around the combat and whatnot. So I felt for him. Like, you remember that dragon fight I posted? That was an epic
Yeah, it
fight.
looked
That
cool.
great.
Like that was part of the reason why I went and actually tried it out. Like, oh, this just looks fire. Like
later on, it gets a lot better. Just early on, it's a little bit,
I don't know. I couldn't penetrate it.
Dragon Age 2 was their attempt at an action game.
Dragon Age 2 wasn't really received well. 1 was received very well. 2, because it changed
Origins
up a lot of stuff.
Fire.
And Inquisition, to me, was a really great game.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people like Inquisition. Like, I heard from more than just Jeff. Like, a lot of people really love that game.
I just
bounced off of
Inquisition
it.
a 7 at the most on a good
You should
day.
be ashamed
Rainbows
of yourself.
and freaking woodland
I give it an
creatures.
8.5.
Oh my gosh.
Well,
Anyway, we're getting off topic.
we are off topic,
Oh,
but
don't do the subject now. After you done bashed. Oh, okay. Let's move on.
Okay, look,
They
what
did
we gonna
say-
do?
Uh-huh.
We're gonna have a segment where me and Jeff just argue for
Yep.
like 20 minutes
oh, so you mean the podcast? That's what you mean.
on the podcast.
But what I do want to mention is also in that Halo Infinite article, they're saying that after this director departs, I need to actually look at it because I forget her name. Tim Longo is the one who's leaving. And he's basically being replaced by, what was her name? I'm sorry, I'll find that in a bit. But
Okay.
he's being replaced by a woman who is taking over for just the campaign side. So it doesn't seem like it doesn't
That's
seem
right.
like any of the multiplayer stuff is in jeopardy. Like, they've kind of knocked that out of the park in terms of the last game. So I doubt that they'd really want to shake that up too much.
Yeah.
So whatever was going on was kind of on the campaign side, and that's where they really needed to get things corrected and fixed. So like, they're bringing in somebody new to work on that, but there's still a year left in development. So I'm wondering how much they have, how much they're gonna have to throw out and change with a year left. Like, that does worry me.
Mary
Well,
Olsen
typically,
is
a year isn't a long time.
Yeah, for game development,
Because
no.
you figure they're gonna put a beta out. They're gonna do a little bit of this. They're gonna do a little bit of that. So
They could
a
totally
year.
buy themselves time by, if they're gonna do a beta, make it just a multiplayer beta. People won't care that they don't see any of the
that's
campaign.
true. Yeah,
They can
that's
show
very
like
true,
clippets. They can show like clips or whatnot of.
But that's not
the
really
campaign,
affecting the campaign team at all.
Yeah, it would.
That's just
No.
getting good hype for the game.
Right.
But that could mitigate any bad thing in the campaign. If you get people hyped enough, they'll just overlook it. But
I disagree.
Halo-
Not for Halo. Like, maybe in some other series where the campaign wasn't as influential and important
I was
to people.
about to say, I was just about to get into that. Like, Halo has a rich history for having a good campaign, and they need to keep that energy.
You're like,
If
Halo,
they don't,
like, after Bungie handed things off to 343, Halo 4 was actually a really good game. Like, the campaign was solid. It just really didn't do anything new. It was kind of more Halo. And just like with Rod Ferguson and Gears, after the Coalition took it over, they basically just had to prove that they could make a Gears game. And now they're trying to do something.
Add their own
They're trying to add something
Yeah.
to it with Gears 5.
so you gotta.
That's what they tried with Halo 5, and they kind of missed in terms of campaign, at least.
I don't. Yeah. Let's see.
Yeah.
Let's see where
'Cause
they
they
go.
had some
They're
good
going back.
stuff with it.
They're going back to Master Chief now. You know what
that
I'm saying?
you versus everyone versus you versus player versus AI. NPCs, whatever you want to call them. That was a good game type where you had to fight other players.
Yeah, the Warzone game type.
Yeah.
The multiplayer was top notch. Like, there's no issues. Well, I do have issues. They did all the prerequisite packs, all those cards. And stuff. Like, I hate that so much in multiplayer. Like, stop it. Like, Gears 4 also did it. Like, all these cards that give you like weird boosts that I never want to pay attention to. Like, get rid of that nonsense. But other than that, yeah, their multiplayer was like dope. I just couldn't get anybody to play it with me. But anyway, I'm still excited. Maybe now a little more cautiously optimistic for Halo Infinite. I really do want that franchise to succeed because it's probably one of the more formative games of my life. But we're gonna move off my entire life. We're gonna move off of Halo. And yeah, kind of a downer story. These are I should have mentioned at the top of the show. We're gonna get into spoilers for The Boys season 1, but that's gonna be at the very end.
Yes.
So that is actually our last. Like The Boys
we
season
can.
1 is gonna be our last topic, but it's gonna be after everything else. So don't worry, we'll warn you before we start talking about that. If you do want to catch up, go watch that whole thing, and then come back and
Yeah,
get
this
into
is
it.
the end of this.
But otherwise, don't worry, that's at the end. But before that, Square Enix, they had to cancel some upcoming game tournaments for like a mobile mech building game. I'm unfamiliar with the game. Like, it was kind of a Japanese thing.
Yeah, it's straight Japanese. It had nothing to
Yeah,
do with
but
this.
it was because the company was just consistently getting death threats about people unhappy with the game. And I gotta be honest, I thought that was more of a Western thing. The fact that like
Yeah.
Japanese, and I'm assuming they're kids, but maybe not. Like, maybe these are young adults and stuff, or just
It really doesn't
adults.
matter.
Like who knows? But like this culture of just, you don't like a thing, so you threaten people's lives over the internet.
It's
Yeah, that's
ridiculous.
And then them being a responsible company, like, hey, we can't take this chance.
And that's
Right,
We need to
yeah.
kinda-
that's the point I really wanted to kind of drive home, is that I feel like it was really responsible of them to pull these tournaments. Like, you know what, we're not even going to take the chance. You know what I'm saying? Especially after Kyoto.
Exactly. They cite that as one of
Yeah.
their reasons. Like, look, like recent events have shown like there's some crazy people out
They
here.
will do it.
Mhm.
Like, so if
There's some
we're
of
gonna
these
be
cats
getting
that are
death
about that
threats, we're gonna take this stuff seriously. And like, it happens so often. Like, for the littlest thing, people will say like, "Oh,
really sad.
we balanced Overwatch, so Reaper's guns do 2% less damage." I hope you
Why would that
die,
be an
Jeff
example?
Kaplan.
Yeah.
Like,
you know
like
I mean?
what? Like, I don't know where that mindset comes from. Like,
Some people take things way too seriously. In Japan, think about it, because there was another article where people were protesting this Breath of the Wild like game. And they were going like,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was like
They
it
were
was
going
some
in.
Chinese company, and we all know China does not have the same kind of copyright laws as the U.S. They bootleg all sorts of stuff, and so they
Or
basically
any
were
other country.
using. So they were using like what looked like actual assets from Breath of the Wild for some rip-off game that was gonna be on mobile devices and Sony PlayStation in China,
Yeah, it
and
was
fans
called
over
Huff
there.
of the Savage.
Yeah. Wait, is that
No,
true?
I'm just kidding.
Wait. Brother the Savage. So the fans in protest, because that's kind of a whack thing to do, is rip off a beloved Nintendo franchise.
Yeah.
But the fans went so far as to try to boycott Sony. They're like sticking up their middle fingers at the Sony booth. They're breaking PS4s on the show floor. You realize Sony didn't develop the game? Like, is this the level of intelligence of the people who act out this way? Like, because none of it makes sense. Like, and it's scary.
Yeah. Once again, mental health is a big thing, and some people become obsessed with something, or that function of that part of their brain that helps them rationalize things. Something's just like completely off there.
And it's more than one person. There's like communities, these toxic communities that want to stiff arm and control everything.
And then-
Yeah, like it's the entitlement.
Yeah,
Like
entitlement.
it's some other entity's creative work, but because they spend so much time with it, they feel a sense of ownership, and try to force what they want to be the norm for this entire franchise that millions of people also experience. Like, it's like a weird selfishness and entitlement.
It's dangerous. It's dangerous brats. That's what they are. They're dangerous brats.
So that's a shame. You really hate to see nonsense like this. I honestly don't know what can be done to stop it, because them canceling the event is for safety reasons, but at the same time it kind of stifles the gaming community who doesn't participate in this kind of stuff. Like, people who were probably coming to do this tournament, I'm sure a lot of them love the game, probably had nothing to do with this. Now their weekend or what their dreams or aspirations at this tournament have all been thrown out the window.
Falling apart, and it takes out the social aspect of gaming, the actual in-person social aspect of gaming. These events is where you meet people. This is where you talk. This is where you make that that physical connection. You know what I mean? And they're stifling that because they're mad about a game.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if
we take gaming seriously, but you got to look at it. It's a game.
Yeah.
yeah, like this is a hobby, you know? Like
Yeah.
it's entertainment. Like there's nothing about this that should endanger your or anybody else's life.
Exactly.
Like at any
Exactly.
point. So if those words, like if anybody listening has ever felt the need to threaten somebody's life over video games, just understand you're doing it wrong.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah.
You're doing
That's
it wrong.
completely the
Stop.
opposite of what video games are supposed to do.
Right. But anyway,
That's a good cap on that.
we're going to go now into our games and trivia. Jeff this
Hey.
week actually came up with the game, so that took some work off of my plate for a change.
It's what is it? The
It's kind
trivia
of like a
game, Jeff?
Jeopardy-ish type trivia game.
Super Jeopardy?
We're gonna have the overall theme is superheroes. Obviously, that's a warmer flat shirt.
Oh,
Then
y'all both got superheroes. I didn't even get
Yeah.
one.
Oh, I didn't peep that.
we didn't peep that. See, you went all in, all in.
Star
Well,
Wars
if you
saved my life.
if you want to look at it from another angle, Jeff has a DC shirt on, and we have Disney properties.
Ah,
There you go.
Jeff, you out the loop.
But the
Sorry.
subcategories are Marvel, DC, and anime, which is going to be My Hero Academia. I was going to do One Punch Man, but didn't think you both followed it too much,
It's
so I kind of left it
They're
out.
probably not as close as My
yes.
Hero.
So the way we're going to do this is we'll decide who goes first.
Mhm.
Let's say KC goes first. If he answers correctly, then the ball passes on to Blue to answer the next question. If KC answers incorrectly, the ball passes to you, Blue, to answer the same question. If KC answers the answer incorrectly and you answer it correctly, you then get to change the category the next time it's your turn.
All right.
I
When
think
we
I
get
understand.
there, you tell me my options, and we got you.
You got it. So I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 10.
Who gets to choose first?
You.
But on account
7.
I was gonna say on account of, you know what? Let's just go with 3 for my number. And I was gonna say on account of 3, we just like put up the number on our hands.
that
would've
That's
been
probably too complicated.
7 was the exact number.
Oh wow!
Bam! First
So
one of the day.
you have each category has 100 points, 200 points, and 300 points.
Yeah.
So Marvel, DC, and My Hero Academia. Understand that the difficulty of the questions are higher when the
They're tied
points
to the
start
point
to go up.
totals. Okay,
Yes.
gotcha.
I'm gonna start big. Give me My Hero for 300.
My Hero for 300.
Mhm.
Okay. So what is the principle of UAL? What is his quirk?
The UA.
Yeah, UA.
He said UAL.
You said UAL.
The principle of UA
Yeah.
is
You know what I mean.
Isn't his quirk like super intelligence? He's like the rodent that is super smart, and he's like a master tactician and stuff like that.
Okay. You will get that point.
Bang bang.
Alright.
The name
I
of the
knew that
exact
too.
quirk is high spec, but that's basically what it does.
Okay, cool.
Okay. So he
So
gets
now-
300,
I
Yes.
got 300.
Now,
Sigma's turn, right?
Casey goes on to you.
but it's in that
category.
same category.
Yes.
Okay, so I'll take the 200.
Okay. So,
100.
what does Duque mean?
You mean Deku?
Yeah. Yeah,
He
Deku.
said Duque. I know what Duque means, man.
What does
Nasty.
Deku mean?
Okay, I know that it was the name Kachan or Bakugo gave to Midoriya. It had a negative connotation, but it also had a positive one that the Gravity Girl gave to him. But damn. Okay. Wait, are you asking, do I need both or just one of them?
Just give me one.
I feel like the negative connotation was it meant someone who was useless, like a person who couldn't do anything.
Yep, correct.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh man, I thought you was gonna mess this up.
For bonus
Is there
points,
a time limit?
I don't think there's a time limit. He didn't say so. So, but I think the positive one was also like she read it as someone who tries really hard,
Yeah.
like someone who doesn't have special powers but tries a lot
Yeah.
or something, which he took to heart.
And you
Are
kind of
we-
made it a positive thing for him.
Yeah.
So the last one is My Hero Academia for 100.
Yep.
So for that one, after All Might left, after he retired, after his fight
That question's
with
going
One for All,
to Blue, right?
yes.
Okay.
Who is the number 3 hero in My Hero Academia?
After All Might, the number 3.
After All Might left.
That feels harder than my question, the 300 one.
That's a very
Yeah,
easy
that's the
one.
100.
Isn't it Best Genist?
Yep.
Cool. Yeah.
Okay, so when All
It
Might
really did-
when
It
All
didn't
Might was
change
there,
when All Might was there and when he left. It just slid down. So
Yeah, that's what I'm-
Endeavor became number 1.
Yeah.
Hawks became number 2, and Gina stayed number 3.
Yeah.
But I added the first part to kind of throw you
it was
off.
a trick question.
Yeah.
So Genus was always number 3.
He was always number
Yeah.
3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I was like, wait, was he 4 and then became 3?
Ooh. All right.
I think 4 was the origami ninja dude.
I know you're talking about that. Yeah, the guy who like folds up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember his name though.
Me neither.
It's probably
Okay.
origami.
So
It's not though.
Oh, so I
right
get.
now, yep, Blue,
Oh,
you
yeah.
get to pick the next category.
Let's go on one of your favorites. Let's go to DC.
Okay. What are we going? 100, 200, 300.
100.
All right.
Wait,
so for,
isn't it Casey's turn?
No,
because you got the question. Like you haven't missed a question, so you're still
Okay.
in control of the categories.
when you miss a question, you lose the privilege of picking the next
Got you.
category.
Okay.
So 100 for DC.
Yep.
If Batman and the Joker fused, who would they be?
I mean, the obvious answer sounds like Joker Man, but I'm pretty sure that's wrong.
There is precedent for it in the Dark Knight Metal's
God.
story
Oh,
arc,
gosh. Oh, are you
and
talking
it's become
about?
a pretty popular character.
Is it like
You got to give me your final answer. You say-
Yeah. Didn't it happen in like Flashpoint Paradox or something like that, where
No.
Bruce Wayne's dad?
Are you helping
was-
him? Like,
No.
what are you doing?
Yeah,
Okay.
is that it?
Yeah, that's the
Okay.
the extent that I know of.
Okay. So Casey, your turn.
So it's not Joker
This
Man.
is the
Not Joker Man.
this is the Batman who laughs, right?
Correct.
Nice. I wasn't sure if that was the name. Is that the actual name or?
Yeah, that's the Batman who laughs.
Okay.
Can you give me a short synopsis on
Okay,
what happened?
So from Dark Knight Metal, it's a bunch of different dark multiverses where Batman took a wrong turn. It was a Green Lantern Batman who killed everybody, including Commissioner Gordon. The Batman who laughs. Batman killed the Joker because he did something crazy, killed his family with this little kid. Joker had these Joker toxins embedded in him, so when he died, it released these toxins that infected Batman with the same Joker virus, essentially turning him into the Joker, but with Batman's intelligence.
Wow, that's crazy. That
Yeah.
reminds me of an episode of I think it was Batman. What was the futuristic one?
Batman Beyond.
I'll be honest.
Batman Beyond, where
Bruce Timm became Batman's con. He was implanted with something when he was kidnapped
old
by
Robin.
Batman.
Yeah.
I remember that. Okay, cool. Cool.
If
That
you
was a good
haven't, check
movie.
out. Yeah, it was. If you haven't, check out Dark Knight Metal. It's a very good story arc for, especially if you like Batman.
Yeah, that's the key right there.
Yeah, check it out. Check it
Ah,
out.
yeah, you do hate Batman.
His biggest fan.
hmm But I will agree, it was a good story arc.
So
What's
I
the score right now? It's like 400.
Right now, you are
Three
up
to
by
four.
100, Blue.
Okay.
But I stole
Casey, yep. Casey
category,
stole the category.
Okay, let me take Marvel for 300. Let's go big.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. So Marvel for 300. Who is the king of the Inhumans?
Hey.
Hold on. Okay. I'm probably not gonna get a name. It's that guy who, like, he can't talk because, like, if he were to like even whisper, he'll like blow up the universe or something.
Because talking about it might give Blue the.
I don't remember. I don't remember the name.
You don't remember the name? Okay.
Damn.
Is that your final?
I'm gonna say Adam Warlock, but I don't think that's the name.
Damn, that's Marvel. That's the yellow dude who is going to be in the new Guardians of the Galaxy movie that was made by those gold people.
Right. Yeah.
He was originally the one who helped stop Thanos in the Infinity War.
Okay, so that's wrong though.
Yes. Blue. It then passes over to you.
Damn.
And I pass it back to you.
So the answer is Black Bolt.
Black
I
Bolt.
always read it. I have the.
But I was right though, right? Yeah, like
Yeah,
you
right.
did used to talk about like he's like he can't even talk because his voice is that powerful or something.
So see, that was a good number, 300, because I knew neither one of you was gonna know.
I didn't know whether we're going comics or movies or what. So
well, it's this Marvel and
it seems like it's just Marvel and DC.
It's a mixture of both.
yeah,
So KC 300. Nobody gets that 300.
Damn.
Your turn to pick again.
Who, me or because Blue just missed that one.
Yeah.
Let me do DC for 200.
DC for 200. Superman defeats this fifth dimension imp, Mr. Mizipik. MXYZP
Mix your
TLK. Yep. By getting him to do what?
By saying his name backwards.
dang
Correct.
it. That's like all the answers for some dude named like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even know that dude. That's exactly what I was going to guess.
Yeah, I watched. Is that a comic thing as well?
There was the cartoon.
Yeah, because that's where I know it from, the cartoon. Yeah, I remember that distinctly.
It's kind of a repeating thing for him. In the cartoon and the comics, it's usually the same thing.
Okay, yeah, he got him to like spell it. He got it to skywrite it while he was chasing him with like a kryptonite
That was
warhead.
the cartoon.
Yeah, I remember the
10
cartoon.
or 11.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's 200. So am I up now?
Yep, you're up by 100 now.
Yeah.
And it's still your choice.
It's my choice. Okay. Let me try to get all the big numbers.
Right.
You said you're not going to get.
He still gets to pick the question, but you get to answer it.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
actually, no. I'm sorry. It's your pick, Blue. The category.
Oh, right. Yeah, the question goes to him.
But you get to pick the question. Sorry about that.
Stays on DC.
We only got. It's only the. How much is left on DC side?
DC, we have the 200 and the 300 left.
I thought
we just had the 300 left. Sorry about that.
Yeah, so it's just the 300. Yeah.
All right.
That checks out.
All right. 300. So, what is the AntiLife Equation? So, if you watch Young Justice or anything that has to do with even the Justice League and Superman shows, Darkseid is always looking for the AntiLife Equation.
Mm-hmm.
It is his reason for being. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And if you both would have started watching Young Justice,
I did.
it showed up recently as well.
I did watch Young Justice.
Like this season?
The AntiLife
The Outsider
Equation
season?
Yeah.
Is
They just talked about this.
the AntiLife Equation is an equation that is.
I'm going to tell you before you go. It has
Anti-life.
nothing to do with math. So just.
Well, no, of course, it doesn't have to do with math. I mean, that's obvious.
That is obvious.
It's probably like a person or a relic that just rains death.
Okay. That's a no. Casey.
Right.
Oh man. See, I know I know of the I understand that that's Darkseid's motivation is to find the anti-life equation. I didn't know that they figured out what it was. Like that there was an answer to this question. Yeah,
you'll never find it.
Oh man,
The Philosopher's Stone.
So you said what? You said what is it?
Yes.
So it's like, is it like a physical?
It can be
object?
broken down to what it is. Once again, if spoilers, if you're up to date on Young Justice, Granny Goodness.
No more help, by the way.
Granny, I just mean in general for the viewers. Granny
Yeah.
Goodness has talked about this sometime this season, and it's also been mentioned in Justice League, Superman shows. That's his thing. So, KC, what do you got?
I'm gonna be honest. I don't have anything because the most I have is there was that movie where, or was that the show? No, I think it was a movie where Lex Luthor, because he's a 12th level intellect or some nonsense, he like teamed up with Brainiac or something.
Oh, yeah.
And like Lex Luthor
Brainiac
went into
and Darkseid
space.
fused together.
Yeah, and then he
took
came back. Lex Luthor did some weird nonsense, some weird DC nonsense, and came back and presented Darkseid with the anti-life equation. Like, oh, this is what you was looking for? And it was just like a ball of light in his hand. Like, they still didn't say what it was. So I'm going to say it's a ball of light.
Like a black hole or something?
That's going to be a no.
Like in the show, he literally he literally just put out his hand like, oh, this is what you was looking for? And it was just light.
Yeah. He took him to the source wall, but the source wall is not the anti-life equation. The anti-life equation is life minus choice. So no free will. So any sentient or
So how
non-sentient
you just
being
looking for that?
Right?
Is it written out, or
trying to find how to
eliminate choice from the universe?
Yes.
Wow.
That's pretty
Okay.
heady stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I said, that's pretty much what it is. So,
All right, yeah,
next
we botched that.
we have the final category. It rounds back up to blue.
Yep.
We're in Marvel, so you have 2 questions in Marvel, 100 and 200 points.
Let me go for. Wait, who's answering first?
You,
You are.
Then I'll go for the 200.
200. Okay, so there has been multiple X-Men movies. We are going to go with the TV shows, the animated ones in particular. Name
All right.
3 of the X-Men TV shows.
Wait, name 3. Oh, okay. I get
Oh
it.
my gosh. Well, I know what Next Generation was one of them. There was probably just the X-Men.
The X-Men is one of them.
Yeah. And then
we
the
got
last
one more.
I feel like there was a Wolverine specific show, but that's not my answer.
Okay.
I'm just brainstorming right now what it could be. Man, I feel stupid. I can't remember a third one.
Okay. Is that your final answer?
My final answer is there was a Wolverine spinoff.
Okay.
I'm gonna
That's gonna be.
Okay.
No?
All right.
Okay.
All right. Go ahead,
So
Casey.
that doesn't count.
Now he's got
That
2
Wolverine.
answers now.
I mean, yeah, that is true, but you didn't actually name the first one you said.
Yeah,
The
you
show you were
didn't-
talking
you
about
missed-
was called X-Men Evolution.
Yes.
So
there wasn't a Generations one?
No.
No.
Oh.
But that's what you were thinking
Obviously,
of. Yeah,
guys,
Jeff was going to give it to you.
I was gonna give it to
And
you.
I wasn't going to argue with him. But yeah, it's called X-Men Evolution. And then, of course, everybody knows X-Men, the animated series. And then for a third X-Men cartoon. Wasn't there the anime? It was like X-Men Wolverine. Like, used to play on G4. There was like an Iron Man one. I think it was supposed to be a Blade one. I don't know if that actually ever got made because they weren't that good. But there was a Wolverine anime that used to play on G4 TV. Does that not count? Because I can't think of a third other X-Men cartoon.
If
So
he
you-
gets that, I should have gotten that.
You both are half correct, but because I gave you ones, kind of ones in the past, I can't. This one has to be
on.
it's kind of close, a lot closer than what you are, because you're a little ways off. Because there's a TV show that has some of that in the name, and then actually I can't go too much further without giving it away. So if you guys want to break it by half points, and there'll be one last final question.
Let's do a tiebreaker.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Yeah, we can divide those points.
So what were the TV shows though?
So the TV show that there's Wolverine and the X-Men.
Yeah,
The anime KC's talking about is X-Men Berserk.
X-Men
wow.
Berserk. That's what that was
Never
called?
heard.
That was with dealing
I've seen
with
pictures of it,
Wolverine's
never heard of it.
Berserk. His Berserk's trance or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
There was like the robot chick in there who actually showed up in the movie. There was
I thought you said robot chicken just now.
Man, if he was a robot chicken, I would quit this right now.
robot chicken. So that was 200 points, 100 for you both. Blue's still down by 100. So this question is win or lose. So you actually get the first crack at it because it circles back to you.
Okay.
What is Thor's second hammer's name?
Oh, I know that.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I can barely pronounce the first hammer.
Mjolnir.
Yeah, that. You know how long it took me to pronounce
the second one's a
Torbjorn?
lot easier to pronounce, and it was previously held by Beta Ray Bill in the comics and TV shows.
I don't know why you giving all this extra.
I'm just giving hints, man. That's it.
Beta Ray Bill, that's that orange looking dude, right? With the
I don't know what color he is. I don't think colors should matter in this particular situation.
what is Thor's axe called? It's like
It was in the movies as well. So
Splitter or
Stop.
I'm gonna
giving
give you
him hints. Like you keep giving him hints.
I'm gonna give you. You got 5 more seconds.
oh, now I get a time limit. All right,
He's
bet.
gonna have a time limit too.
He already knows it.
Yeah,
He already knows time
know the
limit.
answer.
Keep thinking.
I'm gonna say like Stormbreaker or something like that.
Boom.
Damn it!
Is that it?
Yep.
Oh, for real?
Yep.
That's not even fair.
Yo, I promise you, I just made that up because I couldn't remember.
That's not even fair, yo.
So real talk.
2, 4,
Storm
6.
Splitter is a tank buster move on on Final Fantasy 14 that's like a big lightning strike. So that's why I thought Storm Splitter at first. I'm like, no, it's not Storm Splitter, but maybe I don't know. I just thought about him breaking something. So wow.
Okay. All right. So 600 to 600.
So what do we do
So it's
now?
a draw. Yeah, like you don't have like an extra bonus question.
I do have an
all the
extra
marbles?
question. And this is going to be kind of for me. My favorite topic, which is Superman.
Oh.
Name the most powerful version of Superman. And I'm thinking of a number between 20 and 30.
Wait, what's the number for?
To
So
see
I
who goes
guess
first, I
who
guess.
goes first at the bonus question.
Sigma, you can choose
20
your number first. 'Cause I did last time.
25.
Okay.
I'm gonna say 23.
Blue guy, I was 22.
What's this question? I gotta try to.
What
answer?
is the version of the most powerful Superman called?
Omega Superman?
Is that your final answer?
No, because you said that mad casual, like you was gonna tell me I was wrong. You was not surprised that I got it. So I would say Superman Black.
Okay.
Black
Final
Superman.
answer. Black Superman.
Black.
Okay.
Idris Elba
Black-
is the strongest version.
Black
of
Superman.
No, the Black.
He
version-
was in Hobbs. Hi, Casey. What's your answer?
I'm not 100% sure about this, but is it Superman 1 million, like the gold one? No.
You both confident with your answers? You want the reveal?
Yeah, I gave
Yeah.
like 3 answers. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
I mean, because like it wouldn't be
KC
like.
was the closest. It's Superman Prime or Superman 1 million. It is the gold
Oh wait,
one.
they share that name. Okay, so I was right
Yeah.
then.
Yes.
I think Omega's a lot closer to Prime. GG.
Hey, that was a good round for you both. If we do this again, there will be no hints.
Yeah, you was giving
All right,
hints.
and I'm gonna need a scope of what we're covering because I don't do comics as much as I used to. You know what I'm
Neither
saying?
one of you do it, so that's
Yeah, I'm
why
not-
it's a good topic for you both.
All that knowledge mainly came from cartoons because I watched the crap out of cartoons. So like that's how I knew like the X-Men and DC stuff.
And Blue, you started out big with the with that 300 right off the bat, so that was a good job.
Yeah, I had to make that up.
I tried to play to my strengths on the anime side.
And so I tried to play. I know you both, your knowledge is about the same as far as comics go. So I thought it was, good topics to kind of go over and test the extent of your memory of old shows and new movies and whatnot. So great
Okay.
job to both combatants. It was very close. KZ, were you
Good
over by
game.
like 20 points?
20, damn.
Ow.
That last question
That
was
last
like 20
question
points.
could have been worth anything. You both
Could have been
fouled,
like
so
what?
it didn't matter.
It could have been worth half a
20
point.
points just sounds better than 300.
I'm glad you didn't say 1 point. You know what I mean?
Bonus question is worth 1 point.
But anyway, to continue down this path of superhero nonsense,
Yeah.
we're going to get into our spoiler discussion for The Boys, Amazon's Prime's hit series, season 1. All three of us have watched it to completion, correct?
Yes.
Yep.
So if
So-
you haven't watched it yet, please, this is your chance to exit stage left and, come back and pick this up as soon as you finished it, because we're going to talk about everything from the beginning to the end.
Most definitely.
If you don't care about spoilers, then, sit around, hang
Yeah.
out. Because
Chill
we
out.
think it's going to be a good discussion. So, both you guys actually started the series before me. I managed to
Yep.
binge it before Jeff finished because he was saving the last episode. But, yeah, we talked about it a little bit last week about how popular it was, but now we can really just dive into it. So, like, what is it specifically you guys really wanted to, like, talk about
Well,
in terms of
my
The Boys?
question is, so Billy Butcher, which is pretty much the anti-hero in this story,
Mm-hmm.
his whole motivation is that his wife was dead. Now,
Or,
His wife was raped by.
now we don't know if
That-
she was.
No.
Well,
that
no.
was his
yeah,
motivation, though.
Yes.
that
yes.
was his assumption based on her,
Yes.
behavior.
Yes. So it then goes on to find out we think she's dead because Homelander wants information. So he reaches out to his handler and then his prior handler, and they told him, "Oh, this is what happened."
Mm-hmm.
Now we're getting to the end of it. He noticed that there's some slight differences in his story, so he goes
Yeah.
back and forcibly gets the answer out
He's
of
literally
his fr-
squeezing
yeah.
the answer out of boy.
Yes. So we find out that, no, he's alive. Now, when we watch the video in the beginning, you see her come out of that room, putting her clothes back on. It's mentioned that she was in there for about 3 hours.
Right.
I don't think she was raped. I think she had.
Yeah,
an affair with
that's the thing. Like, it
Yeah.
seems sketchy now because
Mhm.
of the revelation and because of her, reemergence. But like, we only had, Billy's side of the story up until that
Yep.
point,
I was disappointed that Billy really didn't do that much research.
No.
Yeah, it was all anger based,
Yeah.
It was
but-
all anger and like she would never do this to me kind of deal. You know what I
And
mean?
honestly, I feel like he was pushed to that point by
By
Mallory.
Mallory.
Yeah.
Yes.
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 So, like,
Because
she-
she
he-
definitely
Agreed.
framed it like
That's
Yeah.
why
that's
he
what
said,
happened.
yeah, he was like, this is what happened to her. No what? And it was just weird that there was no cameras in that room that they were in, only on the
Okay.
outside.
In VOT headquarters. Okay.
Yeah. How did you get this all of a sudden? You know what I mean? So it was her agenda, which unfortunately backfired on her because her grandchildren wound up getting.
Terribly
Yes.
burnt.
And that was my
Frustrating.
question. This dude, what was his name? Lamplighter?
Lamplighter.
Lamplighter.
What happened to him?
Well, they say early on that he retired.
Yes.
So,
Yeah,
but I don't,
we don't know.
Yeah, we don't know
That's
if
just what they said.
yeah, we don't know if
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
just a
torture-
cover
little
up.
bit
yeah,
shit
yeah,
like
torturing
translucent.
children and whatnot.
Yeah, maybe Mallory somehow got to him, and then and then that's how she kind of disappeared after the fact. Because she
Yeah.
does say that line to Huey about revenge not being worth it or
Yeah,
whatever.
worth it.
Yeah.
Mhm. So, the revelation that not only is she alive, but Homelander's son is alive.
And is a soup.
Yes.
Yo,
I'm like, oh, okay.
that's scary. That's a second generation suit.
Yep. When they weren't
first
thought to
of
be
its
able to
kind.
have kids. Yes, first one to be born.
Scary.
Well, born without the type. What is it?
Compound V.
Compound V. Yeah. I'm saying Venom like you're Bane or something.
Well, it sounds like superheroes were never natural.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, this was the thing I was thinking of. They were literally only in America. Like,
yes.
Yeah.
Vought
And we're-
at the company developed this super serum and then started seeding it throughout the country and then, corralling
Reaping
all
their
of the
harvest.
strongest, creations of it, bringing them inside and managing them and making all this money off of them.
Yep.
And literally, we're just trying to basically use them as a weapon of mass destruction to create, like, literal war profiteering. But
Yeah.
what I thought was super interesting was the fact that Vought itself had no intention of creating super villains. Like, that
No,
was
true.
that was completely
That was
Homelander's
Homelander, yeah.
idea.
Yeah.
And that after he did it, Mallory's reaction was like, I have to be approving of this because I'm
Yeah.
so scared of him.
Oh yeah, everyone was acting out of fear. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And you can tell the point when Homelander stopped trusting her. You know what I mean? And he was jealous of the baby the whole time.
Right,
I
yeah,
have to
like,
say-
strangely.
Yeah, and I have to say, like, you guys are hearing me say this all the time. I said it on last week's podcast. Episode 4 was so damn dark. That was the one with the plane.
Yeah.
Yes.
Fam, you saw his lack of empathy like crazy. When he said, get back, I'll laser every goddamn one of y'all. I was like, oh my goodness.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was legit, like,
And it's
scary.
explained by his own handle. He's like, "Hey, the way you were raised was wrong. I was wrong.
Yeah.
When
Old Falcone
it-
from
yeah.
Gotham.
when I raise dogs, when they don't have their mother, they're a
Mhm.
lot more aggressive and lack empathy as if they did. So they raised him like a lab rat, and he
Yep.
became to despise humans.
Yeah, he really doesn't.
And-
He really sees, like, regular people as
No
lesser.
problem.
Yes,
Like,
and you see when he goes into the whole the base on his first mission and to take down the terrorists, he enjoys it. He marvels in it.
I mean, he made them though. You know what I'm saying? Like this is
Yeah.
all part of his plan. This is all part
Exactly.
of his scheme. It's
And-
crazy that he's been doing this from the get go. Like
Yep.
he was spreading all the compounds and making these terrorists. He's like, look, now we got this thing.
Yep.
You know, like perfect business model. Let go.
and that also
How
tells
unknowingly
you,
that his plans disrupted what Butcher was doing without him meaning to do that. Because they were going to go after Vault until the whole supervillain thing came up.
right?
Mm.
And
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh crap, if we go after Vault, we won't have superheroes to combat the
These
supervillains.
supervillains. Yeah.
So we might think that they were ones who, well, we know that they're the ones who created it, but
But it doesn't change the fact
They're
that
also
they're,
our
they're
best
there
friends.
now. Yeah,
Because that dude, did you see his power? He can suicide bomb without.
yeah, without
Dying.
taking damage. Yeah,
Yo, that was nuts.
essentially just a
Like,
living explosion.
Exactly. Oh, Bakugo.
Like, for real, yeah. Nitroglycerin
Like-
sweating head ass.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I will say I feel like Queen Maeve had a pretty good redemption.
yeah,
Over at least ethically.
Mm.
She had a pretty good redemption over time. You could see she felt deep sorrow for the plane
And guilt.
and
yeah.
everything she had done before that Annie reminded her of. And I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's
It's
something
sad
I
that she
super
can't really
appreciated.
stand up to Homelander either.
Yeah, no one can. That's the thing. Even in the soup community, Homelander is feared. Like, no one has any idea how to beat him, even other superpowered people. So it's like when Homelander was doing this, it never crossed his mind that he would maybe create another villain who could possibly be a problem for him. Like, this is all just
He's on God mode right now.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like toy pieces on a board game for him.
it actually plays out pretty cool in the comics. I'm interested to see if they go that route. I think that'll be pretty cool if it does. But I also enjoy Huey and Starlight's relationship.
Mhm.
I do too.
So I thought that was a very, very, very cool when she came to kind of rescue them from the the prison they were
That
in.
federal
and then
base prison. or
A
whatever.
Train showed up. I don't know about anybody else. I hate A Train.
Hate.
Exactly.
A-Train.
I think he is such a douche.
Oh my goodness.
And then the
Here-
fact that he blames Huey for killing his own girlfriend.
Well,
Like, oh yeah, I killed her. but it's your fault
Yeah, it's
I
your
had
fault.
to kill her, even though you did what you did because I killed your girlfriend.
I'm
he's
glad they cracked his leg.
He's a dirtbag. But even so, I like how they humanize pretty much everybody. Like
Exactly.
there was even A-Train, who's like a colossal a-hole.
Yeah.
You still see like there's a connection there. Like he has fears. Like he really
Yes.
did love Popclaw.
Mm-hmm.
He did.
And the reason he had to kill her is because Homelander is his boss.
Yeah.
Mhm.
If he didn't
And
do
Homelander
that,
was going to find out.
Homelander was going to kill her, was going to kill him, and whoever, maybe even kill his brother. Who knows?
Most likely. Yeah.
Like, so you see, like,
Actually, worst case scenario, Homelander doesn't even kill A-Train. He kills everybody around him. That's the worst case scenario.
you know. So like, you can see why maybe he fell into addiction and stuff. Like he's really, and you see
I think
he's
he got
insecure
addicted
and
to the
stuff.
power part of the addiction. It was his obsession to be the world's fastest man. I mean, that's his thing.
Yeah,
That's like saying, "Oh, I'm
Yeah.
the Flash, but this dude over here is faster than me." And so is this one.
What's his name? Shockwave.
Yeah.
Shockwave,
So can
yeah.
I really be the Flash?
That guy
So
was a
that was
total
his whole thing. He knew if he lost that race, he was out of the 7.
right. Well, how do you
Did
guys feel about
anybody-
that scene? My bad. I don't know if you were about to just bring this up, but how did you feel about that scene where he was in the clothing store
Oh,
on crutches
yes.
and like he was being followed
Yeah.
around like any other
Oh,
regular
yeah.
black man in America, and then he's like, "Oh, so now that they tell you that I'm A-Train,
A-Train.
now it's cool."
Mm-hmm.
Like,
And once again, it
He was
humanizes
happy.
him.
yeah,
He's
like
still dealing with issues that a black person will deal with.
Right, yeah,
Even
like-
though you're a
Just because of his
superhero.
skin color.
you're the most
Yep.
famous black man in that country, and that's not enough.
Mm-mm.
It's sad. Oh, what I was gonna say, and it definitely was not on the same caliber of your observation, Casey, was I thought Shockwave looked like Nick Kroll for a second there. I was wondering if y'all got that vibe at all too.
So stupid. And then Starlack's reaction with her mother when she finds out that she wasn't born that
Yeah,
way.
that her mom was lying to her the whole time.
Yeah, and how
Oh
her
my
mom kind of
Goodness.
milked her, even after she got her to stay in the 7. When she was like, "Hey, mom, this stuff is wrong.
Mm.
Just do it for me. My friends are gonna be out there." I think
Bro,
the
I
whole
was-
thing was for her.
It was terrible. Yeah, it definitely was.
Yeah.
It was definitely was. You know, and I love how they kind of drew the parallel with beauty pageants, right?
Yeah.
They had
Yes.
the Little Miss Superhero or
Suit
something like
pageants.
that. And she was running that whole circuit, and it was that stereotypical mom living vicariously through the daughter. I should say stereotypical. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what I did want to bring up was the boys themselves. I thought the boys were just a super cool cast. I like how Frenchie was a dude who didn't play by the rules. Like he was
Mama's milk.
improvising like crazy. Mother's Milk was almost always on the rules, and Billy
Yeah.
was that fine line in between with terrible
Yes.
pep talk,
Yeah.
which was hilarious. Like that Spice Girls.
Yeah, that
pep
Spice
talk,
Girls
I-
speech
my God.
was hilarious.
That was, yeah. I think he does a great job as Billy Butcher.
Oh my gosh.
And the way Huey comes into his own, you know what I mean?
Right, yeah, I
Like,
really did
how
love
his
that.
skill set kind of helps him with some of the stuff that he was coming across. Even the first fight with
Translucent.
Translucent, yeah. He was just watching on Billy Kimball that he's made of carbon. He's like,
Yeah.
oh, carbon.
Yeah, he paid enough attention to
Yes.
actually
Yes.
disarm him.
Yeah.
And I think he, even when he helped break them out of prison, he's my favorite of the boys, just because he still kind of has that righteous sense of justice within him, but he also has a little darker side that he can kind of do what needs to be done.
Yeah, he'll
and-
tap into it.
Yeah.
When-
Yeah,
his
remember, you seen
road-
him. Like,
Yeah,
with
his
how he was
road
kind of lying to Annie's face that whole time. Like, like, there's some truth behind the words. Like, he was, giving
Yeah.
her bits and pieces of his history. But, like, he still tapped her phone. He still asked her for the backstage access.
Yeah.
Like, he really did use her.
I love how she
reluctantly,
understood,
but he did,
though.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love how she
Yes.
understood.
I
That-
agree with you. Because I knew, like, oh, this is going to come to a head and they're going to be butting heads or whatever. But it really didn't take that long for her to understand because she felt how wrong the Seven were from the beginning as well.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So her connection to Huey, outside of her, lack of connection to them, plus the information he was giving her,
Yeah.
instantly clicked, and that makes sense. Like, I hate it when movies kind of like, for no reason, give, like how all the cops will just completely deny everything that a hero says or whatever, even though there's all this evidence. They're like, wait, that's insane. I can't believe that. You realize I just flew here, right?
Yeah.
Like, so I love how real that world is. Like
Yeah.
really, it's really authentic in the way they kind of present everything.
Yeah,
Every conversation.
it gives me that
so
feel
well
of what,
written.
exactly, like their interactions are like, so believable, and
Yeah.
you would think that they were that person. That's how, good that they portray these particular situations.
How cool was it? The system that they had to get rid of Homelander if he came snooping around, where they blew up the apartment nearby.
Oh,
yeah,
How cool was that?
that was dope.
They're like, yo, we need extraction, right? Meow.
Yeah.
And what, they had what the van and stuff was made of.
Yeah. He couldn't see through it.
Mm-hmm. He picked out. He was like, how many people know what I can see through and what I can't see through?
Mm-hmm.
I said it before. This show gives me the vibes that Heroes gave me in the first season. There's a lot of emotion. There's a lot of connections,
Mhm.
and everything kind of plays into each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really, really well done, and also really well shot. Like the
Yes.
cinematography
Oh my
of that show,
goodness.
like it's amazing. Like, if honestly, this is the quality of probably what Watchmen on HBO is gonna look like.
Bro, I've been saying this. This is Watchmen meets Injustice. That's what
For
this
real,
is.
yeah. Oh my god, like it's like that first scene where A-Train runs through Robin.
Oh my god!
Like,
that
I had
caught
to
me off
replay
guard.
it. Like
Who
like-
you telling, bro?
that was so crazy, and like it like you see like that initial shock because it
Yes.
happens so fast and it's in slow motion because that's how it's perceived. Everything else, like it happened so fast, and then like
And you
that
sit
slow
there holding her
realization.
hand still.
Yeah, like at the end, yeah, you see that just her hands are left, but like it's
Bruh.
like that super slow shot. It's like a drip of blood hits his face. Like, he still hasn't even like
Yes.
really even
He
realized
hasn't
in his
even
face.
seen what happened.
And then you just see like the stream, and then you see the bones and the sino, and like your brain is just open up to the like, yo, what the
The
f?
horror of what
Yeah.
just happened.
Like that junk, like it's almost as affecting as that first scene in the It movie, like the new one, like where the little boy literally gets his arm ripped off
full-
and
yeah,
is bleeding
the
on the
storm
street.
drain.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
that junk is stuck in my head. Like
Yeah.
that horrified me. And
So-
this is of that level.
And it does a
So-
great job of drawing your emotions in. Like, because as soon as he said, "Oh, I got to keep running," and you saw the interview, you
can't stop.
immediately hated him.
Yeah. Because he lied.
Immediately.
He's like, she was just standing in the middle of the street. Like, this man's a liar. Like from the get go.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because
Can
maybe
we,
maybe you were thinking like, oh, that sucks, but I wonder what he was doing.
Yeah.
And then you see him lie about it. Like, this dude is a piece of shit. Like,
Really is. And real quick, hats off to Simon Pegg with his American accent. I thought that was pretty good.
yeah, I never seen Simon Pegg do an American accent. He's pretty good.
Yeah, and his
Martin Freeman
character
does a
is
better one.
Punk.
I will say.
What'd you say?
Martin Freeman, he was the CIA agent in
Yeah.
Black Panther.
She
He
was-
does a better American accent.
You think so?
Yeah, you could tell Simon Pegg is like really trying. He's like doing a
Yeah, you
whole
can
other
definitely tell
voice.
he's trying. You can feel, you can feel it. But yeah, I hated Huey's dad. His dad's like, "Yo, look, son, I love you, but you always gonna be a punk." Like, I was like,
Yeah, it's
what?
kind of sad.
Don't worry, I'm the same.
He's like, look, I'm the same way.
I'm a punk too.
Yeah, I've come
We
to terms
from a
with
long
it.
line of punks.
But on that note, like Huey's transformation,
It was great.
like if you really look at it on like a 100-foot view, it's kind of a like Huey and the boys. They're kind of domestic terrorists.
Easily, yes.
Yeah.
Like they're fighting against like the status quo of an American company, which kind of has all this influence and power in their country.
Yep.
It just so happens that we know that they're corrupt.
They're doing it for the good.
Yeah, they're
Like,
showing us the viewer that corporation is corrupt, so that the boys essentially are just
good guys.
and rebelling against it. But in actual America, people don't like to say that our government is corrupt or that our country does bad things. And so when other countries are like, we need to do something to stop that, they're just demonized. And I feel like I'm not trying to say terrorists.
Okay,
I'm not trying to say terrorists are the good guys. Yeah, like let's hold that right now. I'm not trying to say terrorists are the good guys. But this show legit does give you a perspective to kind of understand how some of this stuff happens.
Yes.
Because a lot of these terrorists that get, raised in these other countries, they have hate. They have rage that's fueled by events like losing family members, like losing loved ones because of, American airstrikes or wars or stuff like that. So that's kind of how that comes about. This show is literally a domestic microcosm of the same thing that happens all over the world.
Yeah, and as you mentioned that, the Carl Urban, the star of the show, well, he's Billy Butcher.
Right.
He mentioned that this is a parody. The heroes are parodies of
A satire,
celebrities.
rather.
And what we let them get away with. And I guess how crazy people look when they stand up against them. You know what I mean? Which is, and how much companies cover up and protect them, and how much leeway they get. I think it's really interesting to see.
And somebody pointed out, I saw it like in a thread somewhere on the internet, that it's crazy that all that commentary is on a show from Amazon. Literally one of the most...
They're like, hey, look what we can do.
Yeah, the biggest corporate entity. Like, they're like the first $1 trillion company. Like, who can stop Amazon?
Homelander.
Maybe some taxes.
That's Jeff
Homelander,
Bezos. Homelander is Jeff Bezos.
Maybe some taxes.
Nope, not even.
No. Taxes is Queen Maeve. They there, but...
And see, that's my thing. I think if they can't stop him one-on-one, if they band together, but also that Compound V introduces something into the story that is a variable. We don't know who might try to use it.
But we also know it's not easy to use. Like,
no,
yeah.
only
it's like
a
heroin.
few select people survive.
Yeah,
remember they used it on the terrorists. Not some of them couldn't take it, but I'm thinking Billy, being just that crazy, would inject himself with it and try it.
I don't know. He kind of has a deep-seated hatred for soups.
He does, but he would do anything to essentially kill or stop Homelander.
Well, at this point, yeah. Do you think that his mind frame will change at this point? With like,
we don't know.
Yeah, like,
I mean,
I feel like he might have some things to think about.
It depends on what she says and what happens in this point of the story.
Because either way, the idea he had in his head is wrong. Like, all the stuff he was projecting onto Homelander as this like just this massive evil force, and Homelander is evil. Like, he is a complete sociopath.
But not for the reason that Billy is saying.
But like the stuff that Billy thinks he did, he apparently didn't necessarily do.
No. Yeah. But he could lose his mind, and I'm just saying, I just think that would be pretty cool.
Oh, if Billy were, I don't know. I feel like him being like the representative for the humans,
human badass.
Because their version,
we're gonna get
their version of Batman, Black Noir. We really haven't seen him do much.
Goddamn!
Can we just give some love and appreciation for Black Noir real quick, because he's done nothing wrong. Even Homelander likes him.
Homelander was like, except for you, Black Noir. You just keep doing what you're doing.
You keep doing what you're doing, baby. He's like,
whatever it is, just keep doing it.
He's a man of many talents and no words.
He did slice up the what's her name?
He thought he killed her. He did kill her. Yeah, she just came back.
Kimiko.
Yeah.
If Kimiko didn't have that regenerative power, she would have been done. Mm-hmm. All right. And let's talk about how Black Noir can play piano wonderfully.
Exactly. Damn, right? Looking to like.
He's like, so you're just gonna keep playing while I'm sitting here?
I got this. Please, thank you.
Yeah, so I love Black Noir in this story. He's just a straight neutral line cut through the whole thing.
Yeah, I hope we get to see more of him in season 2.
And I hope his morality just stays.
Yeah. Well, he's doing bad stuff. He tried to shank the chick. which means he knew what was going on.
Yeah, he's
with
in
that.
on it. Yeah, he's
I don't
in
think
on
he
it.
knew what was going on.
Yeah,
I
he
think
knew. You don't just think about this. If he was just going to stop a bad guy, you think he would have just been out shanking him?
Well, honestly, no.
Yes.
Because literally all of them kill people. Even Starlight, when
Yeah.
she stops people, like in
Yeah.
that warehouse, she threw that dude into the lamp and he like incinerated. Like,
I
Nah,
definitely
he
think Black
lived.
Noir would have.
what do you mean he
always
lived?
on
What are you
top of it.
talking
And the
about?
A-Train was there to silence her because she was one of the test subjects to start making a terrorist.
He
Super.
don't know.
He knows. You want to
none of
bet?
that. All
You
he
wanna
said,
Nah,
all he
son.
said-
Nah, you want to bet?
Homelander was like, "Look, hey, she needs to be stopped." And
And
he's
he
like,
just
"Yes,
follow
sir."
his orders blindly. Just go. That's just as
What
bad.
you gonna do? You
That's
gonna ask
just as
Homelander
bad.
questions?
That's
You
just as
asshole,
bad.
man.
I want to see
questions.
you
I'm like,
ask Homelander
why-
questions.
Wow, yeah, because I'll be Superman. Superman kick Homelander's behind.
I'll be super- Okay, all right, okay.
Yeah.
I'm not asking Homelander nothing. I said,
Yes.
Homelander.
You tell me Superman can't be Homelander? Homelander couldn't even pick up a plane.
That's funny as hell. That scene right there.
I think Homelander could have picked up that plane.
Nah, I
Yes.
don't think
Yeah.
so.
I agree.
I,
Like, cause
he was giving some BS excuses.
My man said-
that no one else knows about flying.
my man said. He was like, "What am I gonna stand on? Is air?"
I know, right? Like, don't you fly?
When he said that, I was so damn mad.
He was like,
You
"How am
know
I
what
gonna
I'm
like
talking
lift a
about.
plane? How am I gonna lift a plane? What am I gonna stand on? It's air."
Bro, she's like, why can't you just
Yeah,
like
why don't you
push
just
it up?
fly
He's like, I'll
towards it?
just
It's
fly
like,
right through it.
Yeah, I'll fly right through it. Like,
Yo, that was heartbreaking.
I just think he didn't
goes
want to
to
do it.
every
He didn't want to
place,
put in
like,
any
on the
effort. He didn't
I'm
I
care.
know, I got you. You're gonna be okay. Then she's like, well, let's just take these two. He's like, no, then they'll tell him that. I'm like, damn. When he dies, I'm gonna celebrate
It's gonna be
Homelander?
like Joffrey off of Game of Thrones.
the death of Homelander party.
See, I feel like Jeff hates Homelander this much because he's the dark shadow of what Superman,
Superman.
what Superman could be. So
See,
like,
this is an effective Superman.
yes, this is the real Superman that you don't see in the comics. This is
Superman
the Superman when he's
interesting.
back at home.
This is Superman that's interesting.
No,
Nobody likes a Boy Scout.
No,
I
you hate
thought it
him.
was super cool that Billy thought that he was a Boy Scout. Like he's got nothing
well,
wrong.
he knew he was doing. He had to be up to something, but he didn't have anything like the other ones
Zero
had, where
evidence.
they didn't have any vices.
Yeah. Oh, also, I wanted to talk about that before we kind of finish up. I know that Billy this whole time's looking for this weakness, right? And he's like, "Oh yeah, I got to figure it out. His weakness is old girl." So he tied her up and all this stuff, and
Oh,
Homelander's
man.
He's like, right?
"Bro, are you kidding me? I don't care about her."
Mhm.
He said, "You thought." Bzzz, face.
Yeah, that was
And he's-
crazy.
I think he's keeping Billy alive just so he could see, just to go through more pain. Like, yeah, see, I got a kid with her.
Well,
I think
I
he
don't
wants
know.
to understand the resistance because Billy was definitely making some waves and making some problems for them. So I think he kept Billy alive just to see, like, okay, what do you guys really have on me that can really, this compound V stuff. What do you got? What's going
Yeah,
on?
Because
honestly,
the compound
and then-
V thing has already been neutralized. That's not even a thing that the government cares about now.
Yeah, the CIA is
Well,
not going to talk about it
So I
anymore.
think he kept him alive so he could see. He wanted to see his reaction. Guess what? She's not dead.
But
all
I
the
don't
things
I don't
you
think he's
hated me
doing that
for?
for malicious reasons though. Like,
Oh, you don't think so?
no, I kind of got that. He actually took a legitimate interest in Billy because, like Blue was saying, like how effective he was. The fact that he's standing up to him
Yeah,
and
he said that.
he's not scared. He's
mean,
like,
they
why
killed
would
Prince
he's like,
that
he's
way
just
without
angry.
From killing him.
Not even heard of. You know what I'm saying?
So I think he actually respects Billy Butcher.
To a
And so
certain
because he sees that all of his effectiveness has been kind of laser focused based on these assumptions,
Yeah.
he wants to
He's trying to
basically
turn him?
Retool him.
maybe. Like, I don't know if he wants to work with him, but he at the very least respects him enough to be like, look, you were wrong about this. You were wrong about me. So, like,
Yeah.
can I
Well,
maybe
you
have
were.
some respect, some
You
mutual
were,
respect?
But in that little instance, that's it.
Yeah, because I feel like the hate that Billy has for him, he honestly was like, it's unfounded. Like, I didn't do the things you
Yeah.
think I did. So,
What are
look.
you talking about?
Yeah, so he's like, so look, this is proof.
She's alive. She's alive. And she gave it up.
It seems like she did.
Really?
It seems like she did.
did.
I'm really interested to see what exactly happens there. Because honestly, Homelander could think, he's this big star or whatever. Because a lot of celebrities literally do that. They're like, oh, what happens all the time? They get flustered. She, on the other hand, this guy is super powerful. She could have been super intimidated. She's alone in a room with him. Who knows if he came onto her, she felt she had to, because otherwise, what else?
The way she walked out of there, it didn't look like it was non-consensual.
It didn't look. It didn't look like it was completely.
If that was the case, why would they hide her?
Because she was pregnant.
Because she was pregnant.
I mean, she done had the baby for. He's like, how old now?
Well, he was growing super fast.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
but it has to be at least be over a year, 2 years, or something.
I want to say.
But I mean,
it's probably
after the baby
years.
was born and she had the baby. What? She looks like she's free. She could have left any time. So
I
I'm thinking,
doubt that. Like think about it this way. Like she had the baby, even if it's a baby out of rape. That doesn't some women. There are women, of course, who don't want to have anything to do with that. But then there are other women who are like, "This is my child."
But I mean, she could have reached out to anybody. It doesn't.
I don't think she could. I don't think she could. Like Vought knew where she was. Like the highest of the highest up knew where she was.
Vought probably took care.
Yeah, I don't think
all the bills.
If Vought didn't want Homelander to know about that, they for damn sure don't want anybody else to know about it. The only reason she was probably even left alive was because she was that kid's mother.
Yeah. They was probably watching the kids' development.
Yeah, they're probably, monitoring that whole situation and stuff. And now that Homelander knows the truth, he basically killed, what was that guy's name? Vaudeline, I think?
Yeah.
Killed Vaudeline, killed Madeline. And now he's the one who, well, other than, I guess, Gus Fring, like the boss who showed up, last episode.
Yo, he showed up real quick and just dropped some power moves and bounced. Like, yo, okay, his name in there was Edgar, right?
Yeah.
Why is Homelander afraid of Edgar?
That's a
great question. Great question.
I am excited about that.
Yeah, what kind of power or access does that man hold that Homelander doesn't mess with him?
Yeah, because he said Edgar wrote that speech himself, and he's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, because that man is the boss, and Homelander actually respects that, which he, to a certain extent, he would deal with Madeline, but you saw how that ended up.
Yeah,
I feel like Edgar's on some actual God mode stuff, or he does some mind.
Oh, you think he's a soup too?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't see Homelander being afraid of anybody that's not a suit.
Okay. Yeah, that's interesting.
It could have been trauma that came from when he was younger, because remember it was some type of mother relationship he had with her.
He's already breaking that barriers though, because halfway through this series, right? He stopped trusting her. He stopped trusting his old handler. He's going back and he's questioning everything he knew before. So if Edgar's just a normal human, I don't think he's scared of him at all. It might be like, oh yeah, you raised me, but you a piece of crap. Like, I don't think he's above killing his pops if he feels like Edgar is his pops. I don't think that at all.
No, I don't think so. I think he'd kill anybody.
Yeah. So
I wonder where Homelander's parents are, if they're even alive.
He doesn't have parents. He was made in the lab.
Yeah, they said he was made in the lab, but I don't know if he doesn't have parents, because they did show the lab.
I don't know if he was if he has biological parents or not.
Like
but
they just took
the pictures he had in his room that time
they
they
were all
doing the
fake.
They were all fake.
Yeah,
and that's what the guy was saying. He said, we made a mistake. We didn't have you raised by a family. You were just.
Because more than likely they could have just took a baby and then did all the stuff that they did. Like maybe his parents died somehow.
What they've done before.
But so anything else you guys want to add? I feel like that was pretty in depth.
No, just wait for season 2. Can't wait for season 2.
Yeah, definitely ready for season 2. I thought Mother's Milk was an amazing character. I thought him and Frenchie played off so well together. And when Kimiko started coming around, I thought that was fun too. I can't wait to see. F the Deep in general.
Oh yeah, we didn't even talk about that man.
Don't forget him. Yeah. He's going crazy. He's getting everything he deserves, and he's still got more coming. I hope. I don't like that guy in general, and he's a joke, and he's stupid.
Yeah.
This dude, the
dolphin,
and then the lobster. When that lobster got that knife to the face. I was dead. He sleeps with the damn dolphins though.
Yeah.
He's been messing around.
I mean, he does look like part fish. He has gills on his body.
Yeah, he does, which was really crazy when that one girl raped him. Oh my gosh.
That was a hard scene to watch.
Ugh.
but he got a dose of his own medicine.
Oof. I'm still like creeping out thinking about it because he had gills right here, and when she touched it, he said it hurt.
He's
You know
like,
what I mean?
Ow.
So like, yeah, like if you poke your sides, you're like, oh my gosh, and then yeah, oh, whew. All right.
All right. So
Yeah.
that's gonna do it for the spoilers for the boys. Great show. I'd give it an A plus. Blue, where can people find you?
Oh, my name is Bluebones, BLUB0NES. You can find me on Mixer, mixer.com/BLUB0NESX, B as in Xbox. You can also find me on Facebook, Play with Bluebones. That's me right now. You know, so hit me on Twitter, BLUB0NES. Hit me on Instagram, with BBETGaming on Instagram. Yeah, we've been putting on some more stuff. Y'all stand by, give us that support. Let us know you want it. You'll get it.
Get
True.
it.
Jeff, where can folks find you?
Hey, Dingo Dongo. You can find me on Mixer at Superman Jeff 12 and on Facebook at Superman Jeff Plays.
Oh,
Also,
man.
make sure to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already and hit the bell so that way you get notified when we post new content. We post YouTube videos from gameplay. We got the podcast. We got a lot of stuff coming. And if you want to be kept in the loop, you got to hit that button.
Yep. You can find me at Sigma Gears 9 on everything. On Facebook, you can find me at Sigma and Sun. Adam's birthday just passed this Wednesday, and we did a Super Mario Bros. Deluxe stream with his mom. So
That was really cool
the
to
whole
watch.
family playing. It was a lot of fun. So check that out. That is on the YouTube. Speaking of which, head over to YouTube, search for BBET Gaming, hit the subscribe button, just like everybody said beforehand. I want to thank my hosts once again for doing this with me, as well as you listeners. Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for all your support. Don't forget, we have an email address, bbetgaming@gmail.com. Send us, questions if you have topics or top threes or even trivia questions and stuff that you want us to use. If you've been coming up with that stuff on your own, throw that stuff our way. We'll probably, utilize it in the show in the fucure.
Yeah, I'll put it in the comments. We definitely check them out. And
So thanks again, everybody. That's gonna do it for us. Peace.
Adios.
Concentrate on a nigga while I'm out trying to get him and forget it. Shaking my head, these niggas that don't speak. Trying to get bread, your niggas in deep sleep. At least I'm woke, nigga, I'm a beast, at least I know. Whoa, trying to get rid of me, but I am the epitome of a city.